Hello, Scrap and Ames fans. How are we all today? I am back with a design team layout for the challenge blog Use Your Stuff, and this week's theme is school days. So I am using this, I think it's a Kaisercraft paper, I think, and these two photos of my son going back to school for this year. He entered into grade 5. So I have two photos there. One is the main one of him, and then one with his stepsister, who also went back to school, obviously, this year, into year 6. And as I said, I've been waiting to use this paper for this reason. I actually have all 3 of my kids to do, but yeah, so this got me doing it. Now I am going through, I've trimmed the photos down because I didn't want to keep the white border on that photo with the 2 of them. And I felt that this photo needed something behind it like the other one, so it sort of balanced out a bit. So I'm just going through my scraps of pattern paper and just seeing what would go well. I've got the blue there that goes in with the other colour blues that are on the page already, and then that multicoloured one at the back. But I wasn't too sure of the pink colours, not because it's generally a pink female colour, just because it didn't seem to have, there wasn't really any other pinks in the photos or anything like that, and I like to try and scrap by colour of the photo. So just playing around, as I said, and this is the one I pick. So their t-shirts are a dark sort of green colour, and this is a light green, but you know, it contrasts well with each other, and I think it really made the photo pop out a little bit, which was the point. So just going to matte that photo. I'm not matting in the other one because it's got the red background already on it. That was part of the paper you would have seen in the beginning. So just popping that down with some double-sided tape now. And I'll just trim this photo down so you can see a pop of that out, the green on out the edges. And then that will be done. So accidentally the photo sort of fell as I was doing this, so it's sort of on a bit of an angle. But being that I can never cut straight, it doesn't really matter. Adds a bit of character to the photo, I guess. I have to admit, using this paper was a bit tricky with embellishing. I didn't want to take away the photos from the photos, but the background itself of the paper was a bit sort of, how do we go? So I really did dive into my stash here, and I did edit most of that out so you don't have to see me going through too much, to find some embellishments that would go really well on this page, but not over embellish either, because the background with the line sort of looking paper I thought was a bit busy as well. Now this set here, you can see these like cardstock die cuts as such, whatever you want to call them. I've had in my stash forever. I can't even tell you where I got them from. I vaguely recall it's probably something that I got just because it was different. Sometimes I look for things when I go into shops, if I'm just sort of having a browse, that, you know, you may not be able to get elsewhere, or, you know, something that's a bit unique. So I've used not much of these, and I'm just, as you can see, I'm just popping a few out to see which way they sit best and what ones are going to go on there the better. All right, so yes, I knew I was going to use all these pieces for this layout, obviously because it's a school layout, so these little die cuts were great. Now I'm just going to go through rest of my sort of ephemera packs that I have kicking about, just to see whether or not I had anything else. So I've edited, tongue tie, a lot of that out, just so you can see, you don't have to see me going through all my packs that I was looking through. But this is my little, you would have seen this blue tub in lots of my videos. It has some random bits and pieces that I've collected in time, or, you know, left over from kits, and I just chuck them in that. It sits on my little trolley next to my desk. So yeah, this is just, I always go to that if I'm not sure or can't find what I'm looking for, because this is just sort of my kind of use it up pot, I guess, of random things. So I do try and use that a bit. I don't know about anyone else, but, you know, sometimes you buy things on, I know for me, like I buy them on on like scrappy garage sale sites, you know, and you go, oh yeah, they look really cool, and then I chuck them in to this box because they don't have a pack that they belong to or anything like that. Anyone else do that? They just randomly buy stuff? Because, you know, leave me a comment to let me know how you organise your random bits of stash goodness, I guess, scrappy goodness. All right, so I've just pulled out, and I don't use all of the things that I have pulled out. I'll just let you know. But yeah, I've pulled out what I found that I thought might go, either through colours or what it says and things like that. So I am just going to fiddle around with, what am I doing? Not sure what I'm doing. Maybe getting some ideas, not sure. But yeah, as I said, I don't do a lot of embellishing on the page. I think because the title's really big too, and the photos, and then you've got that border. I don't think it needed a lot more to add to it. Otherwise, I think it would have been too busy and taken away from the actual photos themselves. So yeah, just pottering around. What am I doing? Ah, here we go. Couldn't remember. I only did this layout like a day ago, and now I can't remember what I did. So I just popped I just popped the photos up on some craft foam as usual, just giving it a bit of dimension, lifting it up off the background so you know they are the focus of the layout. And I've just picked this fun foam up, or craft foam, whatever you call it, just from my local like cheapy shop. They came in packs of 6, I think. And I think when I brought these ones, they were like the last 2 or so there. So I grabbed both of them so that I didn't run out, because I seem to be using it a lot on my in my scrapbooking. I either use this or I use some foam tape if it's just a small piece, which I think I do with some of the ephemera pieces by the looks of it on this layout. So just, yep, popping them down. Now, as I said, back to the challenge. This is this week's challenge for the Use Your Stuff blog, and you would have seen these in videos. I'm trying to do them weekly videos to keep up with the challenges, and I'm part of the design team on that. So jump on over. At the end of this video, I've got a link to the blog. Pop on over and take a look. It's a really good way, as I said before, to use your stash. I also find sometimes these challenges, as well as like any other sort of sketch challenges, really get your creativity going. You know, for me, when I started doing sketch challenges and things like that, I used to try and just stick to it. Now I sort of try and branch out and be a bit different with each of them. And this challenge blog is the same. You don't have to do scrapbooking layouts. Some people do cards or, you know, off the page kind of stuff. Me, I'm a scrapbooker, so by nature I just do these sorts of things. I might try and do an off the page one in the next couple of challenges, but we'll see how I go. But yeah, for this one, it's great. It's all about using what's in your stash. You know, you don't have to use all the brand spanking new Fandangle pieces. They can be all things that you've just had kicking about. Like I said, that some of these bits and pieces have been in my stash for a little while now and waiting for the right time to use them. So yeah, it is a good way of using things up. Now, I've just put some washi tape that have got, you'll see it in the close-ups, it's got like little numbers and stuff all over it, very school-bound, I guess. Just around that photo there. I wanted the photo to balance out with the one on the left. So you can see it's sort of got those orange, like fake looking washi strips at the top and bottom of the red border. So I wanted this other photo to balance out and look somewhat the same as such. So I put the washi tape and then these little photo edges that were in that school pack you can see on the left there. And as I said, I don't add a lot of big embellishments as such. I do a little cluster you'll see shortly down the bottom. I don't need a title because it's got I figure at the top where it says school days, and that just works for me. So, and this, excuse me, this down the bottom here, I'm just journaling. It actually already has on the page name, grade, and school. So I just fill those details in. Nice, easy journaling. There's not much to tell here. This is all it is. It's my son going into grade 5 this year. So, you know, that doesn't need the photos. The photos really just tell the story. which is always good. Now these little strips were in that blue tub. They actually have little phrases or little quotes on them. This one says, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined." I thought it was perfect for this. And this little piece here just says, "Enjoy the journey." And I think it was from a Once Upon a Time, like, would it be about 12 months or so ago, when Audi started doing branching into scrapbooking as such every now and again, and they had this pack. It was sort of like a paradise beachy kind of pack, and I've got a little bit left over. I haven't, these greens, I don't do a lot of that, so I actually use this in here, again using as it is, using up your stash. Now I bump this piece up on some fun foam just to level it out with the photos a bit. And this little square piece just says the sky's the limit. I actually think it's from a cut-apart sheet, a recent cut-apart sheet. I think it's from the Chamel Starshine one. So I've obviously cut it out, not used it, so just chucked it in that the little random box of goodies. So this is just my sort of embellishment cluster here. And then that's sort of it. I don't really do a lot of clusters because there's not really room for it. I don't want to take away, as I said, it's just too busy otherwise. Now I think I've sped this bit up. It's basically me just adding the embellishments, and that's sort of it. So just adding some bits and pieces. I've pulled bits from my wood veneer stash. Now this wood veneer I'm going to add here, you will see, you should see it. It actually was broken. It was an arrow. I got it again in a random pack I brought off Facebook group, one of the Facebook groups. So yeah, but it's easily, I just glued it back together. But as I said, it's been sitting in my wood veneer box for a while now. So yeah, I thought use it up. And it just says here. That's it. Nothing too exciting there. I was going to colour it, but I liked the wood piece to it, so I left it. Didn't think it needed colouring. Being alongside the blue typewriter as well as the red background, I didn't feel it needed anything else, to be honest. Now, what have I up to? So I do add some little enamel dots around the page. I add 3 of these black ones around, just to tie in with the shorts and the colours there, the darker colours. And then I add some little pale greeny coloured sort of ones as well. Oh, and an acrylic star, which we'll see shortly. I'm jumping ahead of the game. So something I've actually learnt from watching, I've been watching some YouTube videos of Chamel Lane, no relation, but she likes to group things in 3s, and I was watching how she did one layout a week or so ago, and she had sort of this piece of like a line of embellishments next to a really large photo, and she was like in groups of 3 type things. So if she had a flower, she used 3 types of flowers and things like that. So, and I really liked that idea. I know the whole group of 3s, but I really liked the way she was doing it. So that's what I've done here with my enamel dots, with my acrylic star there as well. I'm just adding them in that way. Oh, here we are. We're at the end. All right, so here's some close-ups. At the end of the video here, I've got some links to my other social media pages as well as the Use Your Stuff blog. But again, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.